Global Gaming Payments Report is an industry report that this is now in its 6th edition. We think it's very well received by the industry. Worldpay, we're in a privileged position. We've worked with merchants in this industry for 20 years. We have over 200 merchants, including most of, if not all of the big names. So we have access to a lot of data and a lot of knowledge. But not only that, we also have over 200 years experience of colleagues from working within Worldpay who have actually worked at operators in the past. So we really think that we have some insight to share, some perspective that the industry might find valuable. To cover briefly the content on what's in there. So first and foremost, I think that one of the valuable things that the industry find is that we do a deep dive into a number of the key markets that are out there. We've included new markets that are emerging in Latin America and Africa for the first time this year. And where we're doing that, we're looking at their growth, we're looking at key elements of their regulation, the payments mix, and the types of alternate payment methods that are available. And we try to give merchants some top tips, whether that be for a merchant that's considering entering that market, or maybe just an established operator who's looking to tweak the way in which they operate there. But we also covered this year a number of big trends that I think we're seeing now, at G2E, a lot of these trends that are being discussed. So looking at the emergence of omni-channel and how operators are now trying to bridge that gap between online and land-based. And also, of course, looking at the emergence of digital currencies and the metaverse. So yeah, lots of interesting content in there, lots of different perspectives from people around our organization and external, which I think a lot of people find interesting. Fraud is an ever-present challenge in this industry, of course. I think we've seen with the expansion, particularly in America, the drive to acquire players. It encourages a lot of this kind of friendly bonus-related fraud. And so as an industry, and particularly as a service provider to that industry, we need to ensure that we're giving them the right products to help them manage that. Of course, if you're a big operator, you have a huge fraud management team at your disposal who are able to kind of manage that. But we've developed tools like FraudSight, which is an AI-driven machine learning tool, which really gives a load of configurable features to merchants to try and better predict potential fraud and stop it from occurring on their site. So there's a whole article in there covering that, which again, we hope the merchants find useful. So I think digital currencies are really important to get our heads around as an industry. There is a lot of demand out there. The average consumer is becoming much more fluent in the language of digital currencies, and they understand their utility. The challenge we face, probably I'd say first regulation. So it's not really something that regulators are familiar with, and there's some trepidation. We are seeing some states in the US that have actually enabled and have discussed with the regulators and have enabled pay by crypto solutions. This is only a halfway house though, where the operator still receives fiat currency, so USD in this case. I think in the future, we need to see more stable coins and perhaps even government-issued, government-backed stable coins before we're going to see kind of mainstream acceptance of this. The current selection of tokens out there are very volatile. Bitcoins, Ethereums, everyone's familiar with the rises and falls of their value. So the average consumer is not going to want to use them to spend. So as an industry, I think we have to be aware when it comes to bridging that online and offline environment, the emergence of metaverses as a possible solution to that. Some of them have digital coins associated with them, so there might be an opportunity there. But until we have sort of this mainstream acceptance, and some would probably argue kind of overall regulation, so whether that's like a federal regulation in the US or some sort of national regulation somewhere else, until we have that and really stable tokens that customers can use, I doubt that it's something that's kind of an immediate opportunity for our merchants. The Global Gaming Payments Report is available to download on our website. If you do download the report, of course, if you are an existing customer, you can reach out to your account manager to discuss it. If not, you can reach out through downloads to reach out to the team and ask any questions that you do have. And of course, we'll be doing a webinar with you guys later in the month, which we look forward to discussing it in more depth with a couple of my colleagues on board as well. So please go and download the report, and we hope that you find it useful. We've really enjoyed putting it together.